We had TLC Sunday night. Fairly alright, mediocre pay-per-view.
Wasn't NXT.
Had a couple good matches. Which means that the next thing would chronologically be Monday.
Yes.
And after Monday day is Monday night.
Monday, yeah.
And if you don't cook anything on Monday night, it's Raw.
Which would make it
Monday Night Raw.
But this was no ordinary Monday Night Raw. This was Raw is Jericho. Chris Jericho hosting Monday Night Raw. I was expecting good things because Jericho's always funny.
Yeah.
He opened up Raw,
In a flamboyant outfit.
with his scarf and
Yeah.
his like
Too tight jacket.
yeah. We had some really
It
good
looks
stuff.
like a lot of the chicks I see on the bus.
We had some really good stuff though. We had.
Maybe you just see Chris Jericho on the bus a lot.
Did you ever think about that?
Huh. Just stop and ask him for his autograph.
Well, we met him though.
We did. It's true.
Yeah. It was fun. He's cool.
I have his autograph in a WrestleMania 19. What do you call it? Program.
Yeah, that thing. We had the great, the banter between him and Heyman. How
Yeah, I got really excited when Heyman started to come out because I was like, I love Jericho and I love listening to Heyman's yap. So the two of them together are going to be hysterical.
Oh yeah.
And they did a lot of touching back to their ECW days.
Yeah,
You
Jericho.
still owe me $200.
That was the best.
Which is funny because it could legitimately be a true story.
It probably is.
I would not be surprised.
It's probably more, actually.
And then after a little banter between them, we get Rollins comes out. He's got his issues with Lesnar, and oh Jericho, you're part of the problem. We need the authority back.
Fight Paul Heyman.
Blah blah
Do
blah.
it.
blah,
Cena
blah.
comes out.
Then Cena comes out.
Says, I want to fight Seth Rollins again.
Yeah.
I fought him yesterday.
Jericho's
I want to fight
like-
him again. I want to fight him tomorrow. I want to fight him every day for the rest of ever.
Jericho's
And-
like, okay.
All right, you
Yeah.
get a match, and guess what? It's in a cage. Holy shit! There's a cage hanging above the ring.
It's
Yeah.
like they knew.
And then
Cena leaves.
Cena takes off.
Cena's
and then,
like, okay, got
I
it.
got what I
and
wanted.
then, and then
I'll
Rollins starts talking shit again,
Fight Heyman.
and he goes,
Fight him.
you probably couldn't even beat Paul Heyman. And he goes, it's actually interesting. Like, I think I can. I think I can beat
This
Well,
seemed
first of
really
all-
out of nowhere to me.
First of all, Seth Rollins says, I don't think you can beat the popcorn vendor. To which Jericho responds, you're right, the popcorn guy is a ninja.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only
yeah, 'cause-
it's only funny because it's Jericho.
Well, because Rollins was going through like all the people, and then he's like, could it be the popcorn vendor or Paul Heyman? And Jericho had his turn. He's like, yeah, you're right. Popcorn guy's a ninja, but I could beat a Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Then Paul Heyman goes, for the record, I think you can beat Paul Heyman. So
Then
yeah.
Jericho announces we have a double main event.
Yes.
Rollins versus Cena in a cage, and you pick the match between
Oh yeah, these
Paul
were,
Heyman and Chris
these were some
Jericho.
great choices.
Yeah, we had a street fight, we had a no holds barred, and an Extreme Rules match.
Not
Yeah.
in that order.
The other way
Doesn't
around.
that?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's all the same fucking match.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright. King wanted to have JBL clarify what the differences were.
All right. Well,
I think
the difference, the name.
technically, I want to say there are technically differences.
In an Extreme Rules match, when you go under the apron, it has a button prompt to
Yeah.
which weapon you want to pull out.
Well, I feel like there
For the
are
right toggle
technically
switch.
differences. They're just not differences that are recognized.
Like what?
But like,
I'm curious.
well, if you
Enlighten
think
me.
about it, a no holds barred match, that just means no holds are barred. Therefore, by definition, you shouldn't be allowed to use weapons. You should just be allowed to do whatever move you want.
That's true.
It's stuff like that. That technically, I think there's differences between the match, but WWE doesn't care. They're all the same match.
And going along that same lines, an Extreme Rules match should be like just really bizarre, because there needs to be like an 18 count on the outside.
Yeah,
Pin-
all the rules
pins-
are extreme.
The pins are for 6.
yeah. No, see, my thing about Extreme
You
Rules
get a
is
2-second rope break, or you're disqualified immediately.
yeah, my thing about Extreme Rules is that all the rules are just super extremely enforced. Like, it is the strictest match.
It's just like if you don't let go before 5, you don't get disqualified. The ref just punches you in the face.
You don't get disqualified, you get fired.
Oh, God.
And in a street fight, they actually fight in the street.
They should have.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see what matches are getting picked.
I voted for No Holds Barred, the movie.
No one wants to see Hulk Hogan or Tiny Lister, a.k.a.
No,
Zeus.
it's the movie refilmed with Chris Jericho and Paul Heyman in the
That could
two
be
main roles.
That could be either great or
The
god-awful.
scene where Paul Heyman tears the ring apart is
And-
hilarious.
Well, yeah, Paul Heyman plays Hulk Hogan's character, actually.
Yeah. He brings a whole new definition to fucking the name Rip.
Yeah. Our first match of the night, we had tag team match. We had Dolph Ziggler and Eric Rowan taking on Luke Harper and The Big Show.
In a match I dubbed, these guys are already screwed up from last
Yeah.
night, so why don't we just make them go again?
I give these guys props for going. I mean, they had a decent match.
Yeah.
What's great is right before Raw went on the air, I was reading the dirt sheets, and we all know you can't trust anything you read on the dirt sheets. You know, it's all happenstance and hearsay.
I don't
until-
believe that's actually a period.
But like it just happened to be really ironic. The last thing I read before Raw going on the air was a report that Big Show was injured during the stairs match because of the hip thing,
Yeah.
and that he wouldn't be appearing on Raw.
And
then he's in
first
the opening
fucking
match.
And he'd win
Yeah,
the opening match by knocking out Eric Rowan again.
Yeah.
he's figured out that Eric Rowan's weakness is punching him.
It's most people's weaknesses. Like, when you're the Big Show, that's just everyone else's
Except for
weakness.
Adrian Neville. His weakness is clotheslines.
Yeah,
So yeah, we get a heel win in the tag team match.
I was
yeah,
okay with that.
I give them props for going out and doing as much as they
Yeah,
did. After,
Zigglered it up.
Yeah.
His elbow is wrapped up because he smashed it during the ladder match.
Surprised Harper's arm wasn't wrapped up.
He actually had a sleeve on it on Raw.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
He had a sleeve to cover up the cuts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just mean like
It looked
the ladder.
It looked weird.
Fuck up.
It looked weird on him because it's not normal.
Didn't look like a
attire.
trendy sports thing on
Yeah.
On a
Hillbilly.
hillbilly trucker.
I feel like that is a video game.
Hillbilly trucker.
Hillbilly Trucker. Now with Armband.
If
now
any-
with LeBron guns.
All right. Comments make that happen. Make that
Hillbilly
happen.
Trucker the game.
That's
Luke Harper running people over.
gonna be the name of this week's episode.
Unless I come up with something else that's funny.
Yeah. Well, let's wait and see.
I won last episode or 2 episodes ago.
You did. Then we get a little backstage. Jericho meets up with Fandango, talking about.
I want my slammy.
Yeah, wants his slammy back, and after he beats up Heyman, he's coming after. Fandango.
All you have to do is take it from me, and I thought that was kind of weird because Fandango wasn't actually holding on to it.
Yeah. Then
I think Fandango left it at home. Ass.
our next match we had Natalya and Alicia Fox taking on the Bellas. It was short, but it was good.
And Natty came out very aggressive.
Yes,
in this
she
match.
did.
Yeah.
Natty was on fire, and I'm liking that more and more divas are finally molding into this storyline. We're not getting the same match again and again and again. We've had Naomi's been in a couple times. Now Natalya's getting in a couple times. So it's getting.
It's opening up.
Yeah, it's opening up, and we're
one
getting
of the things
variety.
too. I think WWE feels like they realize now that there's sort of a fragility to the situation with AJ.
Yeah,
So it's like, hey, you know what? We need a backup plan. If our powerhouse, our power hitter right now, the Diva of the Year, decides that she wants to take time off or she wants to leave and just go be with Punk.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, hey, we need to build up somebody else to be a top person.
yeah.
Not just her and then whoever she's feuding with.
Yeah. And I appreciate their choices. Natalya and Alicia Fox get the win. Natalya getting Brie to tap out with the sharpshooter.
The Shoop Shutter.
It throws me off every time you say that.
Super sharding.
So yeah, so
Useful.
Natalia is looking strong. She's been getting these sporadic wins here and there. So I'm hoping that she gets that spot.
I'm hoping she's hoping that the other guy's hoping that somebody wins.
That one. And then we had the highlight reel with Rusev and Lana. This
might have been my favorite part of the whole night.
This was
Yeah.
hilarious. Jericho does his little shtick, brings them out. They start going on their anti-USA, partial anti-Canada because Jericho is Canadian. And then we have Jericho start to just piss Lana off.
Jericho did something I really appreciated because we've had a lot of people make sarcastic and snarky comments about Rusev and Lana.
Yeah.
Zeb Coulter, Biggie Langston, The Rock. But then Jericho is the first person to come out and insinuate that there might be something between Rusev and Lana romantically.
Yeah.
Which there actually is.
Sort of.
There is.
A little bit. But not much. Just the goatee. If he shaved that, it'd be over.
The best part being the shut up battle.
Yeah.
Yes. It is a fairly good impersonation of Lana.
And he stomped his foot every time he did it. That was hilarious. Rusev starts to get a little testy, and then
Did you just say Rusev has little testes?
no, he gets a little testy. It was a Christmas gift.
Oh.
Early
I
Christmas gift.
thought he was into girls.
The-
Either way,
Talk to his Moscow Moose Knuckle.
So wait,
about
does
that.
Lana have little testes then?
Maybe.
Ryback comes out.
Yeah,
Jericho brings out Ryback,
Yeah.
and Ryback and Rusev have a stare down, and then Rusev would back away shyly. And
It's just like, alright.
like the kid at the middle school dance who's too afraid to ask the popular girl to dance with him.
I just felt Rusev was like, "You win this round, Ryback. You win this round."
Yeah, he goes, "You're right, Ryback. I blinked first."
It's a staring contest. So we're building towards Ryback versus Rusev.
Ryback and Rusev.
This could be interesting, especially
With Ryklon as the referee.
the run that Ryback is on right now. I'm interested in this, and let's hope it doesn't fall flat like Jack Swagger did. Then we had a rematch it was kind of a rematch from the pre-show. We had New Day taking on Dust to Dust again. This time it was, I believe, it was the two smaller guys this time. Big E was on the outside. And
I don't remember.
the New Day gets the win again.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, no, it was Biggie and Woods because Kofi was on commentary.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Kofi was really selling the positivity point.
Yeah.
About the New Day.
Which JBL does not believe.
Yeah. Well,
Nobody can be that positive.
JBL is a naysayer, so.
He is a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
A Debbie Downer, if you will.
Then we had Renee talking to the Miz, who starts talking about Jimmy Uso and how his jealousy and blah blah blah, and they're keeping this.
It was the Miz. I tuned him out.
They're keeping this thing going with Naomi and Jimmy Uso, and I'm already getting sick of it.
Yeah, I never liked this thing. I thought it was just.
I thought it was good going into TLC.
I thought it was. Okay,
I thought it was.
Yeah. No, I saw what they were doing. I thought they were on the right track, but wrong train.
That's fair.
Like, they were...
I'm surprised I understood that. It's...
They were on the gravy train.
It continues, and we'll get into that in just a second.
And he's gonna get punched in the face because it's the Miz.
Then the funny backstage, we had Adam Rose and the Bunny and the Rosebuds all having a party.
They're doing their do down the hallway.
Yeah. And then Kane shows up, and Adam Rose, "Look, everybody, it's Kane."
Everybody goes,
Yay.
yay.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And Kane goes, "I don't like, you guys make too much noise. I don't like your stupid outfits.
Get off
And-
my lawn.
Yeah, he was very like old angry neighbor.
Clint Eastwood and Gran Torino.
It's a good thing he didn't have a gun.
But then he's like, oh yeah, and you have a match tonight. Oh yeah, against who? Against me. And then I'm thinking, who the fuck made that match? I bet it wasn't Jericho. I bet Kane just said that and Adam Rose believed him, so he did it. Side note, Jimmy Jacobs of Ring of Honor
Yes.
was one of the Rosebuds.
Yep.
Good
Yes,
job.
he was.
And the referee, Brian Gorey, and Leo Von Dutch were there.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. And we have a couple extra indie stars that show up on SmackDown, and we'll get to that pretty soon. Yeah. Then we had Adam Rose lose to Kane. Bunny tried to help. Double choke slam. Kane wins. It was about that long.
Yep.
And then we got.
It started to weird me out that when Adam Rose gets offense on Kane, he starts to do the Alex Wright dance now.
Outdated WCW reference.
Das
There.
Wunderkind.
And then we get our Jericho versus Heyman. What match is it gonna be? I don't even remember what match it was.
Street fight, I think.
It was a hardcore match of some kind. Whatever. I can't remember.
Heyman started making jokes.
Yeah. Well, he starts like. Well, he starts begging for
Yeah.
his life at one point.
Well,
Like
he's on his way down to the ring. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna, blah 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 blah. And I'm not gonna make comments about this, and I'm not gonna say something clever about how I am the Jew in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. That was the best one.
I want that shirt now. I'm not Jewish, but I want a Jew in Jiu-Jitsu.
I am the Jew in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
And he even attempts to pay Jericho the
Yes.
$200 via check.
Yeah, which that'll bounce.
I was gonna say
It did. It bounced off the ring when Jericho knocked it out of his hand.
The checks was rubber.
And then that's when he started.
They should have made a prop
like-
rubber checkbook for that spot.
That's a stunt checkbook.
That way he smacked it, which is
Boing.
boing.
They should just add it in a sound effect. But yeah, so then we get Heyman. And he's like, no, how could you put yourself in a match with you have you in this match against Brock Lesnar, and then like there was a stall for a second, and I thought he was just like fucking with Jericho,
Yeah.
and then the music hit.
The music like faded on too though.
Yeah,
Like
well, they were like, shit, which one's Brock's music? They were like,
He hasn't been here in months. I don't remember which button it is.
yeah, it was like I felt like Jericho came out and they turned the volume down at the end of
Yeah.
the song, and then they hit play with Lesnar, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta turn the volume on really fast, and they're like,
yeah.
Doom. Yeah. He forgot the belt.
and he did one of his blah on his way out.
He
to the
did
ring.
two of them. Fucking idiot.
And you forgot the belt.
He forgot the belt.
The champion
and he did a
doesn't
stupid
show up
sound.
for months, and then the first time we see him, he doesn't have the fucking belt.
Like, can you imagine, like, tuning in, you're like, oh, say you haven't watched wrestling in a couple of years. You're like, oh, cool, Brock Lesnar's on. And then, at this point, you're like, okay, cool, it's just Brock Lesnar beating up Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And you have to wait till the main event to find out that he's actually been champion
Right,
for 4
like,
months.
I feel like the thought would be, fuck did Brock Lesnar win the belt?
Yeah,
He beat up Jericho so bad, they're just like, here, have the title.
whoever the champion was just gave it up. They're like, okay, you can have it.
So, yeah.
He came out, almost sold the code breaker.
Oh, yeah, he like.
I felt like he
tricks.
forgot.
He's like, oh wait, no.
He forgot that he was supposed to throw Jericho down, so he caught Jericho, and they were going down for the code breaker, and it wasn't until the last second he goes, "Oh yeah, don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Yeah, he just.
You can't break my code."
He beats the shit out of Jericho.
Well, he does an F5.
Yeah,
That was literally it.
that's
Yeah.
That my favorite part of this was I don't know how much of this they had talked about prior to this, but when he throws Jericho down and Jericho's looking up at him, Jericho looks supremely confused.
Fuck's the belt, Brock?
That I'm hoping that's what he was thinking. Then Brock yanks him up off the ground and gives him an F5 really fast.
Yeah.
And they leave together.
Where's the
ever after.
fucking belt?
That's what it was. He was starting to say, "Where's the belt?" And he didn't want anyone else to realize he'd forgotten it, so he tried to shut Jericho up before he could say anything.
And then as they're leaving, Heyman pops his hood up and tries to look all badass.
Yeah.
And then Heyman's like, "Where's the belt, Brock?"
That's what he's doing. He's really covering his face up so he
No.
can yell at Brock for not
He's
bringing
like-
the belt out.
He's like, "You forgot the belt and you did the sound?" Brock, we talked about this.
The sound
I
is
know,
no
Papa, you went back there to remind me. You were already in the ring. Fucking idiot. I hate Brock Lesnar. But then we came back from commercial and we had what was, I was assuming Fandango was going to come out and rub it in Jericho's face that he got to
And he
keep
did,
slamming.
kind of. He started stealing Jericho catchphrases.
Yeah. Yeah. He got to say it for a little bit, and then Roman Reigns came down, and Superman punched him, and then speared him, and then Roman Reigns was going to talk, but then Big
And,
Show came down.
Roman Reigns says,
Well, it's a big show.
which is great
He's-
ventriloquism.
He sang
Yeah.
Big Show's theme song, which is awesome. Big Show comes down.
And Roman Reigns gets really fucking, like, pushy with things. He's like, you're making a mistake by coming out here. If you even get near the ring, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Big Show got to the apron, he got punched in the face, and then walked away. And I'm guessing, I heard reports, or I read reports that Roman actually, like, legit, like, punched Big Show in the face, and Big Show was pissed. So I don't know.
Possible.
I don't know how much of that is true, but yeah. So
it could be.
I
My
dubbed
hip hurts. You just punch me. I'm leaving.
I dubbed this this segment Von Ram Show because that's what we got. It was
Sounds like a funny German word.
Von Ram Show. It's a Rammstein cover band. It was a weird segment. And then we got another Jimmy Uso versus The Miz. Jimmy Uso defeats The Miz.
Which now we're going to just, every time there's a singles match involving The Miz, we're going to alternate Usos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I
Then
feel
we
like
have go
the
for it.
storyline. The storyline already culminated when Miz got the shit slapped out of him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that should have
Like,
been it right there.
yeah.
Miz should have been like, all right, fuck it. I am not getting anywhere near Naomi ever again.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen.
Well, Miz is dumb, so...
This is true. Because our next segment, Miz tells Naomi that he's getting her the music deal. And
And she's going to be the special guest on Miz TV.
Miz TV on Main Event.
Manavente.
And then we get a little Rollins complaining about the lack of authority again, which is kind of his deal.
Boo-hoo.
Blah, blah, blah. Then we get the...
My nose buddy's not here anymore.
That's weird. And then we get the... we're getting Hulk Hogan. That's it.
Ho, ho, Hogan.
Ho, ho, Hogan. Fuck you. Then we had our cage match. Rollins versus Cena. This was good.
I have nothing against Hulk Hogan, by the way.
I do. I don't like Hulk Hogan. I only like Hulk Hogan when it's his birthday. It's the only time I ever cheer for Hulk Hogan.
That's my thing right now, is as long as he's not trying to wrestle, I'm okay.
Fair enough. I'll give him that. Yeah, Rollins versus Cena.
Pretty good match.
Kudos to them for having a bust-ass table match the night before, then coming out wrestling in a cage. We had,
Rollins taking the top rope attitude adjustment bump
yeah, fucking gnarly.
was insane.
Yeah, I mean they
Joey Mercury got busted open. He
Yeah.
was climbing up the
Yeah.
side of the cage, and Rollins gets thrown into the cage and smacks Mercury in the side of the head.
Yeah.
And then my comment was, it's not even a ladder match.
But as per usual, when Seth Rollins is involved, there was interference galore from J&J Security. A lot of them trying to climb up on the cage and help Rollins trying to pull Rollins over the cage, trying to keep Cena in the cage.
Yeah, there were.
Trying to smack Cena with the door. Jamie Noble.
Oh, he did the whole you're not getting out of here, and Cena just kind of laughs at him.
Yeah, I had this look in my head. I was like, yeah, Noble, that might work if this cage match was like Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
But this is John Cena, the guy who can like pick the Big Show up
Yeah.
with fairly little like struggle. I'm sorry, but
You're not gonna last.
you're not gonna last. Yeah, like Cena shakes it, and then it's like, oh, this is too easy, and then he pushes it, and Noble goes flying into the barricade.
Yeah. We got a couple, like almost get a win. And
It makes Rollins look terrible at getting out of the ring.
Yeah.
Because there was one where Rollins was like crawling under the bottom rope.
no!
And it
one
took
was
it
bad.
like he had like 45 uninterrupted seconds of not being able to get his feet out of the ring.
Yeah, he was like stuck on the bottom rope.
Like in push-up position on the floor, like.
And why weren't Noble and Mercury like pulling him out to help him? Like, yeah, there were a couple times where I was like, okay, they're obviously waiting for something. And what they were doing, they were waiting for Brock Lesnar to find the fucking belt
Yeah.
to come out and beat up John Cena.
Because he did. Brock Lesnar came out.
Imagine Brock tried to leave the locker room like 3 or 4 times without the belt.
Heyman had to keep, Brock, get the belt. Sorry, Paul. He goes over, he like looks in his bag, and he goes, oh, I'm the WWE champion. Start walking. Brock, get the belt.
Brock came out.
Then he goes and like gets just like his belt for his pants.
No. God, Brock, you're wearing workout pants. You don't need that belt. You told me to get the belt. Get the WWE title. I have that.
Oh.
I'm the WWE champion. We love Brock Lesnar.
This ain't my UFC belt.
This is the wrong letters, Paul. Anyway, he comes out. beats up-
Triple German Cena really fast.
Yeah.
The second,
The
the transition
the
from
roll?
the transition from the second to third German suplex was just Lesnar also doing a backward somersault.
Yeah.
Which is a new trick he learned. He's like a Pokemon. He.
Well, I figured he got bored and YouTubed Doug Williams
Yeah.
and watched Doug Williams do his rolling German suplex.
Which is fucking awesome.
So that's what happened. Lesnar's like, okay, people are tired of the German suplex. I bet they've never seen the rolling German suplex.
And Doug Williams watching. What the fuck?
And everyone was like, hey, Lesnar learned a move.
Yeah, Cole's gonna be like, oh, we've never seen that before, ever. Not even in a different wrestling company or a different country. And Doug Williams is gonna be like, fuck you.
This would all lead to...
That's when you just see on the little Twitter feed.
At TNA Williams.
Fuck you. Hashtag Raw.
If that ever goes through, just anybody, fuck you. On the thing, I lose my shit.
That's when the Attitude Era comes back. Just first tweet is just, fuck you. This would all lead...
Well, that's what it is. It's the tweet that comes up, fuck you, and everyone's like, I guess we gotta bring out the Attitude Era.
Hell. We just busted the door open on that one. Yeah. This all leads to the most epic end to a cage match. The
Seth Rollins struggled to get down those 4 steps.
But it's a good thing J&J were there. Come on, Seth, you got this. Yeah, there you are. Come on. One more step. One more. Yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was the only
Way to bring the humor back at the end of that morbid situation with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it was the only thing that could save a Brock Lesnar segment was
It's Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a couple Jamie Noble chants during this match too.
I'm hoping that more comes out of this Seth Rollins Paul Heyman angle
Yeah.
as a way of like getting Seth Rollins away from the Authority, because now like he has Paul Heyman in his pocket to pull strings for him.
Not so much.
But he would. Paul Heyman can pull strings. He doesn't have a position of power, but he can get what
He's
he
a
wants.
master negotiator.
Yeah. So Seth Rollins would be like, well, I don't need this, which could lead to Triple H coming back in a wrestling capacity to try and get the Authority back by wrestling John Cena for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
That's it for the Raw review. Raw as Jericho was kind of like TLC.
Yeah.
It had its moments.
But it wasn't TakeOver.
No, it's still...
I think Raw was better than TLC.
Maybe.
At least the Rusev segment was better than the Rusev segment
Yeah.
from TLC.
Well, and that's what I think. I just think,
Rusev crap.
like, barring the ladder match from TLC, that the good parts of Raw were better than the good parts of TLC.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's it for the Raw review. We're going to be moving on to some indie news. We got some results from a couple of shows we've been plugging for a long time.
And we've got some Ring of Honor news about a certain new coming in person to Ring of Honor and who they're going to be fighting.
And
And
Ring of Honor starting up one of their
tournament.
tournaments. So we got lots of news coming up. So
biggie,
let the
big
playlist
dealio.
keep playing. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. We got the midweek. We got fantasy results. We got SmackDown rundown. So let it keep playing.
Or don't.
Or click any of the videos.
If you click now, then we're just going to stop.